Hi, it's Lee from the Japanese Water Gardens. In this video I'm going to give you some tips on how to thoroughly clean a pond and get it looking like it did when you first built it. If things get out of hand and the pond starts to look neglected, the best way to get back on top of things is to give the pond a thorough clean out. Keep watching and I'll give you some great tips so you can get it done safely and efficiently. Before you start, make sure you have assembled all of your equipment and have plenty of time to get the whole job done in a reasonable amount of time without any interruptions. For this job, you will need a holding tank, sufficiently large to accommodate all of your fish for several hours. Avoid paddling pools. They are not deep enough and they are not strong enough. The best option is a freestanding koi tank. You will also need a net to catch the fish. I recommend a koi sock, a robust water pump, and a hose to drain the pond, a domestic pressure washer, several buckets, a soft brush and dustpan. To refill the pond, you will of course need a hose pipe and dechlorinator treatment, or better still, an inline dechlorinator. Also handy to have is an air pump for maintaining the oxygen level in the holding tank, and a net or tarpaulin to prevent the fish from jumping out. You might also want to invest in a pond vacuum, great for sucking the dredges out of the bottom of the pond and filter. Cleaning ponds is mucky work. A pair of Wellington boots and a scruffy set of old clothes works for me. I would suggest that you also have a pair of tough work gloves, as you often come across sharp objects that have fallen into the pond. Right, let's get started. Turn off any pumps, filters, fountains or waterfalls. This ensures that your pump and UV don't get damaged and you will be safe and not putting yourself at risk of an electric shock. Position the tank in a suitable location, a short distance from the pond. Start pumping water from the pond into the tank. Don't overfill the tank as the fish are likely to jump out. Pond water can be used to clean your filters. Open up the drains and drop the water level in the chambers. Then swill out the chambers with the pump water. If the filter is literally hanging with sludge and muck, empty the contents of the filters onto the floor and spray them with clean water from the pump. This is a much preferred option as opposed to spraying them with a hose pipe or pressure washer. It preserves the beneficial bacteria that will be growing on the media. Put everything back into the filter and fill the filter with water from the pond so that it does not dry out. Choose a suitable location to pump out the remaining pond water, such as a drain or perhaps your garden. Dirty pond water is great for plants. Take care not to flood your neighbour's garden. It is surprising how far a slick of pond gunk can spread. Don't worry about catching the fish until you get the level down low. It is pointless stressing up the fish and chasing them around. When it is practical to climb into the pond, start catching up the fish. The best tool to use is a carrying net. Shaped like a sock with two open ends, you can easily transfer the fish into the holding tank. Scoop them in head first, release them through the bottom. Once all the fish are in the tank, close it up and turn on the air supply to keep the water oxygenated. As the water gets lower and the pump starts to struggle, you will need to start using buckets, brush and dustpan to slop out the gunk. If you have a big bucket, you can put the pump into the bucket and use the dustpan to get the water dredges out. Having a good solid handling pump makes a huge difference, otherwise it will block constantly. When you have shoveled out the gunk, use a pressure washer to spray the pond out. I like to use a spinning jet lance. It gets most of the stuff off the side with minimum effort. If it is a liner, be careful not to damage the liner. Be especially careful on a PVC liner. Open up the pump, clean out the case and pipe with the washer. Check inside the pump to make sure there isn't anything clogging it up. I always put the pump back together straight away, as it is very easy to lose bits otherwise. Continue to spray the pond and sweep up the mess until the liner is clean and the bottom looks good. Move out all the equipment and give the pond a quick look over to make sure that there are no issues with the liner that might need patching. Start filling the pond. Depending on how big it is, it can take several hours to fill. And don't forget to keep checking on the fish. They will not need feeding, but if they are short of oxygen or getting stressed, then you need to know about it. When the pond is full of water, treat the water with dechlorinator. Turn on the pump and filter system. This will agitate the water and expel any chlorine. Check everything is working properly. Use your pump to dump the water out of the holding tank. It is not necessary to keep any of the water. It will be so filthy you would not want to put it back into your nice clean pond anyway. When the water level allows, use your net to catch up the fish and return them safely to the pond. After everything has been cleared away, you might want to feed the fish. Don't be surprised if they are a little apprehensive. They will soon settle down and be back to normal.
Hello, it's me, Froggy. I'm at the water park.
After a day or so, add some bio-treatment to the filter to boost up the biomass. I hope that you found this video of interest. Please subscribe to the channel and post any questions in the comments below. It's bye for now from Lee at the Japanese Water Gardens.